Since the 1980s, hurricane intensity has increased more than 250%. In the small coastal town of Dakota, a light drizzle begins to fall. Inside her house, she tries to order groceries, but the store says it's closing early due to weather. Looking out, she sees people packing to leave. She puts on a raincoat and steps outside, overwhelmed by chaos. A neighbor bumps into her, excited to see her, and mentions he hasn't spoken to her since her mother died. Unable to handle it, she retreats back inside, frightened. By a lake, 3 kids are having fun. Ron jumps into the water and briefly disappears, then resurfaces. Dee is sad school will reopen soon. Ray notes at least they'll get to eat every day. Their foster father Olson arrives, cursing at them. They're all scared of him. A meat truck pulls up by a factory. Lisa, a pregnant veterinarian, meets truck driver Bob. He says he'll send the meat up and leave town. She drives on, talking to her mother. Her mother curses Lisa's fiancé for leaving her pregnant and suggests a water birth like Lisa's sister did. Lisa insists on a hospital with her playlist. Her mother then says the interstate is closed. Lisa, scared, has no answer. Dale, a marine biologist and Dakota's uncle, watches a storm forming. He tells his partner about 6 bull sharks recently spotted, likely seeking freshwater. A colleague brings a storm report. It's now a Category 5 hurricane. Dale calls Dakota. She says she's not leaving. Dale insists he'll reach her in a couple of hours. The storm intensifies. Olson takes the kids home, still scolding them. Dee notices everyone fleeing, but Olson turns off the news, calling people cowards. Dakota watches the news. The hurricane is now Category 5. She switches to a video of her late mother and cries. At home, the kids worry about windows breaking. Olson says the glass is super strong. He goes to the basement. His wife Rachel complains about the kids and shows a check for $1,500 a month from the kids' uncle for their care. They laugh. Dee comes down, hungry, notices steaks. Rachel throws her bread and says the basement is off limits. Dale, leaving to help Dakota, is stopped by reporters who exaggerate the shark situation on air. Lisa reaches a closed store. She calls her mother, who is terrified before the line cuts off. Lisa turns on her birth playlist. Dakota hears massive noises. Power goes out. Seawater breaks the barrier instantly. Water floods the town. Lisa tries to escape but meets Bob, who warns her about a fallen tree. Water rushes toward them. Her car gets stuck. Bob tries to turn his truck, but water crushes him. Dakota sees a surge heading for her house. Olson sits casually as water rushes toward him until the glass shatters. Dakota is swept away. Her car hits a tree. A log pierces through, trapping her pregnant belly. She screams. Dakota hears her from a nearby window. Bob's truck smashes into a statue. Blood spreads in the water, attracting sharks. Ron spots a snorkel. 2 men, Scott and Jimmy, arrive on a boat. They hear Lisa scream. Scott finds her trapped. Jimmy goes for a cutter but resurfaces with his hand severed. Bob wakes. A shark takes Jimmy. Dakota opens her window and screams there are sharks. Bob is attacked. Scott is killed by a shark. Dale and his partner see half the town flooded. They drive in, helped by a reporter focused on filming. The kids watch Olson and Rachel reach for the garage. A shark bites off Olson's hand, then kills Rachel. Olson is pulled underwater. Rachel bangs on a window before being torn away. Lisa screams for help. Dakota says she can't come. There are sharks everywhere. But a floating cottage drifts by. Lisa says she can't let her son die without taking his first breath. Dakota grabs a knife, climbs out, falls into the water, but reaches Lisa's car. She frees Lisa and brings her safely inside. Lisa thanks her. Dale and his partner Seawater has nearly reached Dakota's home. They spot a tracking mark for Nellie, a pregnant great white shark. The kids are stuck on a table. Dee tries to close a door but gets trapped. Ron helps. A tree log strikes Dakota's house. Lisa begins having contractions. She's going into labor. Dakota climbs to the roof with curtains and signals for help. Lisa asks her to check dilation. Dakota sees the baby's head, about 2 to 3 inches. Lisa says that's not good. The baby is coming. Dale decides to use a boat. The kids see 2 sharks circling. Ron suggests baiting them with stakes from the basement. Olsen suddenly rises from the water and collapses onto the table. Night falls. Lisa says they have to leave. Dakota decides to go, grabbing a flashlight. She remembers vibrations attract sharks. She finds an electric toothbrush and trimmer, puts them in a plastic bag, and drops them as a diversion. She looks one last time at her mother's photo. Olsen asks about Rachel. Dee says there are 3 bull sharks. Olsen says sharks don't eat children. Ray finds the $1,500 check. Olsen threatens to beat them. Ron refuses. Dee kicks Olsen into the water, and a shark takes him. Dakota swims through the water, dodging sharks, and reaches the boat. Dale and the others move deeper into town. The reporter says bull sharks fear bigger sharks and electrical currents. Dawn breaks. Dakota finds a crossbow in a half-destroyed armor shop. Lisa can't hold on. She plays her playlist and begins to push. The house collapses. She falls into the water but surfaces, grabbing debris. She gives birth in the water. Blood attracts sharks. Lisa cuts the cord with sharp wood and stabs a charging shark. Dakota shoots another shark with the crossbow. The kids tape dynamite to stakes and throw them in the water, no reaction. They splash the water and the sharks come. Ron escapes. Dakota reaches Lisa and the baby, but a shark capsizes the boat. Dale arrives and throws an electronic device into the water, driving the sharks away. A bull shark charges until Nellie appears and kills it. The reporter films everything. The bull sharks feed on the bait and are blown apart. The kids hug. Dale pulls Lisa and the baby onto the boat. Ray finds car keys, and the kids drive off through the flooded town. Lisa calls her mother to show her the baby. Dale tells Dakota her mother would be proud. Meanwhile, Dale's partner spots another hurricane forming at sea. You've just watched the recap of the 2026 movie Thrash. For more recaps like this, stay subscribed.